Hey guys, this is 18-2. Welcome back to Zoo Tycoon Complete Collection Whale Zoo. In the last part, let's see, I got narwhals, and I finished up with a bowhead whale. As you may have seen, or may not have seen, I don't know, I wasn't paying attention. I need to open up by, wait, why is the fancy grandstand, like, look at that, why is the fancy grandstand not as nice? Anywho! More animals were unlocked, including the Beluga, which I wanted last episode. Beluga's down here. Beluga's that big. Oh, that's going to be a mite obnoxious. There, that works. No. And hook it up. Oh, I have there. And Beluga. Another Arctic whale. I think they need deeper water. Nope, just rocks, foliage, and right, they are hugely pod creatures. That was not the most elegant way to arrange those words. Kelp. So, as I was saying, belugas are another Arctic whale. Now, I say another. To be fair, think basically almost all the whales in Zoo Tycoon are Arctic, or are everywhere, including the Arctic. Alright, what are you assigned to? You're assigned to those. You're assigned to bowhead and narwhal, which means I need my next marine zookeeper. Will be assigned to the belugas as I read about them. Losing my glasses. The white whale is known by many names. The scientific name of this whale is Delphinopterus leucus, or loicus, not sure. But it is often called the beluga, Russian for white one. Great name. The beluga whale is also referred to as the white porpoise, sea canary, or squid hound. Man, why couldn't Squid Hound be its main name? I mean, we got the killer whale. Come on, the Squid Hound. Just be amazing. The beluga is an odontoceti, or toothed whale. I don't know why it's specifying this time. Doesn't always do that. Related most closely to the narwhal. Although adult belugas display the characteristic white coloring, calves are born with blue-gray to brownish-red skin. These whales are the only ones to have a flexible neck, allowing them to nod and turn their heads separately from their bodies. Belugas can grow up to 15 feet long and may weigh up to 3,330 pounds. They are known by their tiny eyes rounded melon. I think I have something different written in my notes. And small beak. Yeah, that's pretty small. The beluga does not have a dorsal fin, but instead has a ridge along the spine. Short, broad flippers are used for propulsion. A muscular flap covers the blowhole. Covers the single blowhole on top of the head. The flap is closed when the animal is relaxed and open to take a breath before one of the beluga's 3 to 15-minute dives. The beluga is carnivorous. Preferred foods include fish, squid, crustaceans, octopi, and worms. Its teeth are used only for hunting and holding prey. Food is swallowed whole. To be fair, as a witch, I see a witch. Most whales swallow their prey whole because the giant mouth, small food. Belugas need to eat as much as 50 pounds of food each day, so hunting is important. Using echolocation, white whales track schools of fish. Please, just stick with one or the other. Just call them belugas, or white whales, or beluga whales. Anyway, actually no. Call them squid hounds. I already went over that. Using echolocation, white whales track schools of fish, sometimes herding them cooperatively to ensure a meal for the entire pod. Hunter can turn hunted, however, when a large carnivore is in the area. Killer whales, polar bears, and even the occasional walrus consider the beluga good eating. Even the occasional walrus considers the beluga good eating. Pods of 2 to 25 belugas are found throughout the Arctic and subarctic, migrating as ice cover changes. Although they prefer shallow salt water, they will enter freshwater areas in pursuit of fish and are equally at home in the depths. During a dive, these whales can descend to 200 feet and travel over a mile underwater. Belugas travel in small groups during the summer, but congregate in herds during the winter. These herds contain upwards of 1,000 animals. I'm assuming that's 1,000 beluga. Both herds and pods often include family members. Beluga calves learn to eat solid food just after their first birthday, but they continue to travel with their mothers for another year. They reach maturity around 8 years of age and can live up to 25 years or more. Live up to 25 years or more. The sense of hearing is very important to the beluga. In addition to the clicks used for echolocation, the white whale makes a range of sounds from squeals to whistles in order to communicate. The beluga can change the pitch of these sounds by altering the shape of its melon, the round part of its head. Oh, there we go. Now they define melon. This allows the beluga to create intricate songs that have gotten loud enough to be heard above water. Now, in my notes, size 13 to 20 feet, 1 to 1.5 tons, matches up. Their top speed is 14 miles per hour. That fits. Actually, that's significantly faster than they were claiming. Going 1 mile in 15 minutes is only 4 miles per hour. The lifespan I have for them is 35 to 50 years. They are near threatened, especially with the Arctic environment shrinking immensely. I'm completely staying out of politics. This is all science. The Northwest Passage exists. As this is an educational series, the Northwest Passage was a theoretical passage hypothesized during the Age of Exploration as a way to get around the Americas to going between Europe and China and India. It doesn't exist. Ships that went too far south hit the Cape Horn Africa, or no, Cape Horn's Africa. I don't remember which one is South America. But going south was the only way to go, and it was really, really dangerous. So they were and until the Panama Canal was built, there was no water route through the Americas. And north of Canada, there was not enough water for ships to safely pass through. In large part, the people who settled up in the northern Canadian Isles were trying to find the Northwest Passage. It did not exist until, was it last year or 2 years ago, as of the time of recording, where cargo ships can now go through. Amazing for business. Horrifying if you're an Arctic animal who depends on the Arctic environment that is slowly receding. So yeah. Oh my word. Yeah. That's not so nothing political. Just humans have damaged the environment to the point where animals that were making a comeback can't make a comeback now because we're destroying the environments they're in. The Northwest Passage should not exist. Okay. Got that off my chest. I probably will be making references to that as we get further, because a lot of whales are endangered, or have been endangered, or are threatened. And not just from whaling, but from humans actively destroying the environment. I don't want any of these animals in Zoo Tycoon to go extinct and have people's only experience with them in the future being from games from the early 2000s. Okay, that got real serious real fast. Let's keep going. Atlantean footpath. Go! And let's see. New things became available for purchase. Let's see. Nope. Got the beluga, got the narwhal, got the bowhead whale, walrus. And do take a look at how big the walrus is. Just to put in perspective how they're able to kill and eat whales. They're the size of a small whale. Harbour porpoise. Harbour porpoise will be the next one. Because, if you will recall from my very, very first episode, porpoises and dolphins are whales, taxonomically speaking, because the nearest branch where baleen whales and toothed whales meet is the split between baleen and, well, toothed whales. And toothed whales split into porpoises, dolphins, and your more traditional toothed whales. No apologies. I also apparently put that farther along than I wanted to. Porpoise. And actually, I need to move that to there. Yeah. Porpoises, I know, are pod whales. Foliage, deep in it. What do you mean you're ill? How? Dang it, you're not supposed to go to the pet store. Fully drugs. Okay, that was unfair to pet stores. A good pet store will take care of their fish. Although even good pet stores tend not to take care of certain fish, such as the beta or Siamese fighting fish. I have owned several betas, and one of the things that if you're getting a beta from, you just have to accept is that if it's not sick, it will soon get sick, and you're going to have to spend time and money just nursing it to health. What I did is we had our, I think, a 10-gallon fish tank. I think I've mentioned I'm severely ichthyophobic, so I did basically nothing involving the fish tanks because I'm afraid of fish. That's what ichthyophobic means. But we got a separate enclosure that you could hang off the side of the fish tank to house, or it's within the fish tank, because we had the right environment for it. But we had betas in the fish tank, but in their own separate locations. A couple of when they were healthy enough, we would take them out of the enclosure. I learned guppies are vicious, but the guppies never killed any of the betas. There was one who kept trying to literally throw around his. There's one beta that literally tried to throw around his weight and got pretty badly beaten up. And it took him a while before he realized that he can't take on like 50 guppies. Anyway, the Harbour porpoise. Facona. Wow, it's one of the world's smallest toothed whales, rarely exceeding 5 feet in length. No end parenthesis. No end parenthesis. That is bad English. This Harbour, or common, porpoise is shy as well as small, and stays as far away from boats as it can, making it hard to view members of the species in the wild. Okay. Do recognize they're called Harbour porpoises because they were native to those smaller bodies of waters that became harbors. We drove them off. Anyway, they still go there, they just keep their distance. These migratory animals spend their time in the shallow waters of the northern hemisphere. As you can see, Pacific coast. In the summer, they can often be seen very close to shore, but they are more difficult to locate in the winter. Most likely, they travel farther from shore and far from areas inhabited by humans at this time of year. Harbour porpoises prefer temperate to subarctic conditions. Migrating allows these animals to follow their food supply and avoid being trapped by ice floes in the winter. So again, Arctic, subarctic environment. This does mean that harbor porpoises can go farther north, but that's not a good thing. Migrating allows these animals to follow being trapped. I suppose, although occasionally seen alone, the harbor porpoise prefers to travel in either pairs or small groups of fewer than 10 animals. Always social, a harbor porpoise will come to the aid of another member of its pod that is sick, stranded, or otherwise in trouble. Unless they're in a zoo Tycoon tank, in which case they'll be upset that there's a sick animal and want it out of their tank. The identifying feature of the harbor porpoise is its dorsal fin. The harbor porpoise has a distinctive triangular dorsal fin with a curving edge. Like other porpoises, it has no external beak, but its jaws have 22 to 28 teeth on each side of the upper jaw, and 21 to 26 on each side on the lower jaw. Harbor porpoises have no distinct pigmentation patterns. Their coloring is dark brown or dark gray with a lightning color along the flanks. Harbor porpoise calves frequently consume krill, squid, and shrimp, but the diet of adults is mainly fish. Adult harbor porpoises usually choose to hunt schools of non-spiny fish, including herring, capelin, pollock, hake, cod, mackerel, anchovies, and whiting. Or is it whiting? I'm not sure, I'm not a fisher. Again, ichthyophobia. Because harbor porpoises need to consume 35 to 40 times their body weight each year, they spend a great deal of time hunting. Although they rarely breach the way larger cetaceans do, harbor porpoises have been known to leap above the surface while chasing prey. While they hunt, a pod of porpoises must keep watch out for predators. Killer whales and great white sharks prey upon large numbers of harbor porpoises. Predators are not the only risk. As the seasons change and the pods migrate away from the coast, entire traveling groups may be trapped underwater by ice. Humans create other risks. Each year, a large number of porpoises are caught up in the fishing nets laid on the seafloor. Unable to return to the surface to breathe, trapped porpoises eventually drown. Now, that might sound cruel. Do you realize that the fish that are trapped there are stuck there, and when they come up, they eventually suffocate? No, that's not supposed to make you feel better. So, let's see. Have them... Yeah, it didn't actually say their weight. They tend to weigh 130 to 200 pounds. So again, about the size of a human. They can travel up to 18 miles per hour. You'll notice the smaller animals tend to be faster. They are not currently endangered or threatened. Let's see. Oh yeah. Okay. The predators. I have great white shark and orcas, just like they do. But there's one very notable predator that doesn't actually eat them. It just hunts and kills them for fun. No, not humans. Humans tend to actually use the parts of the of animals we kill. No. Bottlenose dolphins will hunt and kill harbor porpoises, and not even just as territorial disputes, but they'll just straight up just go out of their way to hunt and kill. Oh, good, Lobby's restaurant. Wow, that went not the way I expected. Go out of their way to hunt and kill harbor porpoises just for the good old-fashioned joy of killing. Yes. Oh, when I get to bottlenose dolphins, they... oh my word. Basically, everything you know about bottlenose dolphins is a lie. Unless you know the truth about them, in which case you are probably horrified in the same way most people are once they learn the truth. Come on. Oh yeah, I need it. Unfortunately, whales are expensive. Therefore, let's see, I believe it's $15 is the max? Oh no, $16 is the max. Oh man. Yeah. I also should hire another one of them. Yeah, when I get to dolphins, yeah. Well, I think I have time to do one more. Let's see, I've got belugas, I've got bowhead whales, I've got harbor porpoise. Is the humpback whale available yet? Yes, the humpback whale and the sperm whale are available. Let's see, narwhal, I got orca, I got... oh, and the whale shark, which isn't a whale, but it has whale in the name. Therefore, it's going to be part of the... part of the zoo. Okay, so... I think I'll go with the sperm whale first. Yes, that is an immature joke about maturity. Look at, I shouldn't even be allowed to put them in there. Shallow, and it's not big enough. Not big enough, but whatever. And rocks and foliage. Rocks and foliage. They like the stovepipe sponge. It doesn't matter that the exhibit's too small because this is a freeform zoo. I am not beholden to anyone as I'm talking about how important animal conservation is and how you should not abuse animals. Look, Zoo Tycoon is very obviously a series of do as I say, not as I do. And I'm gonna need another marine person. So, the sperm whale. That looks very menacing. As it should. The sperm whale, or Physeter is the largest member of the Physeteridae family. Although the largest of toothed whales, the sperm whale was on its way to becoming the rarest during the days of whale hunting. Spoiler alert, those days haven't ended, they're just called poaching now. The sperm whale is prized for the spermaceti organ in its head. Each spermaceti organ may contain up to 3,000 quarts of spermaceti oil. That would be... I would assume it's generally called whale oil. A full-grown male sperm whale can be up to 70 feet long, but is likely to be less than 50. Let me check on that. Yeah. Yep. I have a size of 40 to 60 feet in general. Females are smaller, rarely growing longer than 40 feet, and weighing only a third of the weight of the average adult male. Males of the species don't reach full growth until the age of 25. Fun fact, that's actually only a little bit longer than the average human. Actually, I'm thinking on par, at least for males. Males tend to reach full mature growth in mid-20s. Women tend for low 20s, I think. This is about whales. But since these long-lived whales can easily reach 70 years of age, they have plenty of time. The head and snout of the sperm whale are its predominant features. The sperm whale's head alone often accounts for over a quarter of its body length. Just want to do a quick double check here. I'm pretty sure... my notes say 1/3 of its total length, and it has the largest brain of any animal, and is the largest toothed whale, as they said. They're probably going to get to the brain too, because that's pretty significant. The whale's head and belly are usually lighter in color than the dark brownish gray of the rest of its rough skin. The head of the sperm whale features a single blowhole and massive jaws, as well as the largest brain of any known animal. There are teeth on both the upper and lower jaws, but the upper teeth are very small and frequently never erupt from the gum. That's a fun way of saying it. A double set of teeth is unnecessary for the bulk of the sperm whale's diet. Sperm whale has a single dorsal ridge, as well as a series of small bumps along the back, behind the ridge. A thick layer of blubber, 4 to 12 inches, it's a foot of blubber, protects the sperm whale from the cold. Some of these whales are distinguished by large colonies of barnacles on their heads. The barnacles do not hurt the whales, but simply travel with them, filtering food out of the water. They treat them as basically a giant mobile rock. Sperm whales are found throughout the world. They can be found in all temperate and tropical oceans. In the Atlantic, they are most often found between the Davis Straits and Venezuela, and in the Pacific between the Bering Sea and the equator. Some sperm whales need deep water to feed. They are not often found near the coast. Most sightings are along the edge of the continental shelf, where the water becomes much deeper very quickly. Okay, quick science note. You know how you go out on the beach, you're told not to go too far? That's because of the continental shelf. So your feet can be touching bottom, and then the very next step, it could be several hundred feet down, depending on where you are. Yeah, and it's not a steady slope like in pools. Literally, you could be touching bottom, and the next step, so to say, is several hundred feet down. Anyway, the primary food of the sperm whale is squid. They can dive to great depths in search of squid of all sizes, including the giant squid. In fact, these whales are so well adapted to eating giant squid that their lower intestines produce a substance called ambergris solely to help move the beaks of giant squid through the digestive system. Sperm whales need to consume about a ton of food each day. That's a literal ton, not a metaphorical ton, as I hope should be obvious. When squid are in short supply, they will eat fish and octopi, and have even been observed attacking sharks. Sperm whales live in pods and are extremely protective of other pod members, especially the calves. A sperm whale calf is born 12 feet long and weighs a ton. Oh my word! That is always terrifying, even though I know they can't escape. Mother sperm whales give birth to calves tail first, so they will not drown during birth. Okay. Even after learning to hunt for themselves, juvenile sperm whales will stay with their mothers for years, being cared for and fed. Other females in the pods babysit while the mother feeds. Sounds like a human. So, some facts that I have here. Sperm whales tend to weigh 35 to 45 pounds, and counteracting an earlier statement I made, they travel up to 23 miles per hour. And they're huge. Yeah. They are currently classed as vulnerable, which means they're not formally endangered, but they're real close. Let's see, the only predators I have for sperm whales are pilot whales, only on the calves, and orcas, again, only on the calves. Because sperm whales are just real big and can swallow you whole. Actually, at the Museum of Natural History, I think. Yeah, the Museum of Natural History. They're in their deep ocean exhibit, where they have the famous full-scale model of a blue whale. They also have a full-scale model of a sperm whale head eating a giant squid. It is fascinating. I do highly recommend going to the Museum of Natural History, along with basically just about any museum, actually. As an educational series, I highly recommend educating yourselves. Anyway, that's 3 whales down. I think I have 2 more for the next part, and that will be the end of the whale zoo. So, please do like or dislike, and then comment what zoo I should do after the whale zoo. Or, I mean, I do have a lot of area. I could, just expand the whale zoo. So let me know what to expand to after I'm done with the whales. Oh yes, and do subscribe, because the algorithm requires that I say that, and apparently it can detect if I say that. Anyway, for now, this has been 18-2, and I will see you guys next time.